What's going on, everybody? It's Cire from Circus Gaming, and today I have for you my Mathmech deck profile. Any eagle-eared listeners watching our last deck build duel-off video might have picked up on Dream's comment about my Mathmech deck, and figured I'd bring it and share it with everybody. For anybody who doesn't know, Mathmechs are a super fun deck. They were originally designed to go second in OTK out of nowhere, but because everything is Cybers monsters and there's so much Cyber support out there, we've developed a way to allow them to go first. It's not so much a break my board kind of setup, but it does set up for some interaction and kind of play through on turns 3 and higher. But without any further ado, let's get on into the profile here. So for starters, we're going to run 3 Mathmech Sigma. This is one of your tuners for the deck, and you can special summon him from the graveyard or your hand if you don't have anything in your extra monster zone. So you can use him as a starter, you can use him as an extender, just a great card all around. As an added bonus, if it's used for the synchro summon of a Mathmech monster, you can also count it as a non-tuner, which is really handy, helps keep your plays very versatile. Another tuner that we're using is Mathmech Nabla. Just one copy of him. Usually what we're going to use him for is he'll pop a card and allow us to special summon another Mathmech monster out of the deck. Also, when he's sent to the graveyard, monsters in the extra monster zone are allowed to attack a second time over other monsters. So very handy when it comes to the OTK plays. For our extenders, we're going to run 3 Mathmech Addition and 3 Mathmech Subtraction. And these are more or less the same card. It's just with Subtraction, you subtract 1,000 attack points from a monster on the field to special summon it. With Addition, you're adding 1,000. Both of those cards and Sigma will lock you into Cybers monsters, but the entire deck is Cybers, so it's not even really a negative. We're also running 1 copy of Mathmech Multiplication. It's another one of your OTK enablers. Oftentimes I'll search out Multiplication with Nabla's effect, double its level, summon out the big boss, and attack for game, because Multiplication will double his attack. And then the final Mathmech monster that we're running is the newest one. We're running 2 copies of Mathmech Diameter. Mathmech Diameter is another tuner monster. When it's normal summoned, you can target a level 4 Cybers monster, summon it to your field, so it helps either extend or recur. It also will give a Synchro or Xyz monster that is used to summon the ability to negate monster's spell or trap effects. So very, very handy card. Going into the generic Cyber support, we're running 2 Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. Ibli's a cool card. We'll generally use her to kind of block Nibiru, and the way you do that is if she's in your control and goes to the graveyard, she can special summon herself to your opponent's side of the field, and then she's also got the effect that you can't special summon monsters except for link monsters. So when your opponent tries to special summon Nibiru with its effect, they can't. We also run 2 Balancer Lord. Balancer Lord, if you don't know what it does, pay 1,000 life points, get an extra normal summon, help extend your plays out. We're also running triple Lady Debug. Lady Debug lets us search out our copy of Microcoder. Lady Debug will also actually search Ibli, but with Microcoder, we're using him to search out our copy of Synad Conflict, and he can also be used from the hand as link material for the link summon of a Code Talker monster. And then the last Cybers monster we have is 3 Parallel Exceed. Since we're really link summoning and Xyz summoning in this deck, Parallel Exceed is a must-have. If you link summon while it's in your hand, you can special summon it out to the field, and then you can also special summon another Parallel Exceed out of the deck. The only drawback is then the level is cut in half, the attack is cut in half, the defense is cut in half, but then we're looking at level 4, which is what we're looking for with our deck anyway. So there's our Cybers and Mathmech monster package. Little sizable, but it gets the job done. A lot of it searches itself out. Looking into hand traps, we're running triple Ash Blossom, and then we're also running triple Psy-Frame Gear Gamma and Psy-Frame Driver. You can really run any hand traps you want. These are just the ones that I have in here for now. Like, you can definitely run Nibiru, you can definitely run go spell, but it's just whatever ones you have and you're comfortable running. Moving on into the spells, we're running the one Mathmech equation. This special summons a Mathmech monster out of the graveyard and gives it an extra 1,000 attack. So if they happen to be able to out one of your boss monsters, you can bring it right back. Since it's Cyberse, we're also running triple Signet Mining. Discard a card, search out a Cyberse monster, and add it to your hand. We're also running one-time passcode. You can probably run more of this if you want. What it does is it's a level 4 Cyberse type token, which is pretty much the entire deck. So it's almost an extra free summon. And then for your 1-0s, we're running one Called by the Grave, one Harpy's Feather Duster, and one Monster Reborn to help us extend. Very, very small spell package, but you have all your effects are in your monsters, and these are just a little bit of support to help you with your plays. And then for traps, we're looking at one Mathmech Super Factorial. We're only running the one because we can search this out pretty easily with our Allen Burschen. And then, like I said, we're running the one Signet Conflict as a counter trap to kind of stop whatever our opponent's doing. And so I think we're at 41 cards for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we're running one of each of the Mathmech extra deck monsters. So we have the one Magma. I love playing this card. You get this guy out and you destroy one of your opponent's monsters, you can pop another 2 of them free and easy. We also have the one Final Sigma. Like I said before, this seems to be your go-to end the game play because he can attack over so many things, especially when you're summoning him with Nabla and Multiplication. We're also running the one Allen Burschen. This is what you'll use oftentimes to search out like the Super Factorial, or if there's another Mathmech key piece that you're looking for, use 2 materials to Xyz summon them. Send the 2 of them to the graveyard once it's summoned, and you can pull out any Mathmech card you're looking for. And then we have the one Laplacian. I'll generally go into him off of the Super Factorial, because if you have 3 materials that you can use to summon him, then you can pop a card from your opponent's hand, field, from their hand, a spell or trap, and a monster. So it just interrupts everything. For other extra deck monsters, we're looking at the one Light Dragon Adagnister. This is, again, Cyberse monster, easy rank 4, and it's a free pop. We're looking at the one Lingaribo and the one Linkaribo. These are in no small part to help with your parallel Xyz plays. Linkaribo will also help turn a token into an effect monster if you need it. And then Lingaribo is also kind of anti-trap for your opponent. And then for combo pieces, we're looking at one Link Disciple and one Link Devotee. And then we have one Splash Mage, one Cyberse Wicked, and one Code Talker Inverted. And for those that don't know, Link Disciple and Link Devotee work together. They're each one level 4 or lower Cyberse monster. If you tribute a card that Link Disciple points to, you can return a card, or you can draw a card from the top of your deck and then return one from your hand to the bottom of the deck. So it kind of helps cycle through your hand if you have a card that you don't, if you have a dead card in your hand. Link Devotee, when it's tributed, gets you two Link tokens. Not quite Link Cross, but it works. Splash Mage lets you special summon a Cyberse monster out of the graveyard, but negate its effects. Cyberse Wicked helps protect monsters that it's pointing to from destruction, and then it also helps search out a tuner, and so it lets you easily add the one copy of Nabla to your hand, lets you add one of your 2 copies of Diameter, or if you really need it, you can also grab Sigma with it, because like I said before, it's a free special summon. And then Code Talker Inverted would be how you get that tuner monster to the field, because when he's got an open spot monster zone that he's pointing to, you can special summon it right there. And then to Link Climb, we're running the one Decode Talker. I'm running Decode Talker as my Link 3 because it keeps my Signet Conflict live. And then we're also running the one Access Code Talker. Again, keeps Signet Conflict live, plus Access Code Talker is just a boss. And then for the last, we're running Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avramax, just another Link 4 that can help close out the game for you. So that's everything from the extra deck. all 15 cards. And then last but not least, going into the side deck, because of the format we're in, we're looking at a lot of Dragoon. I'm running 2 Gamma Seal and 2 Prohibit Snake. Gamma Seal being the kaiju you just tribute over the Dragoon. Prohibit Snake, Cyber's Link monster attacks. You can just return the Dragoon to your opponent's hand, which ends up sending it back to the extra deck. So just very handy, and honestly, it only works really in a Cyber's deck, like I said, because it's got to be a Cyber's Link monster. So I mean, you can use it with Access Code Talker in other decks or Avermax, but I feel like it's more situational there, whereas here it's a little bit easier to pull off. Going against graveyard decks, we're running 3 Artifact Lancia and 3 Ghost Bell, just to kind of help banish anything that your opponent would send to the graveyard and try to pull back out. And then we are also, being that guy, we're running 2 Mystic Mine. A lot of the time you might only have 1 or 2 monsters on the field. This will help go up against combo decks. It's it'll just keep them from attacking, give you time to really develop your plays out a little bit more. And then the last thing we're running to help go against the back row is Cosmic Cyclone, especially in this format where we have Eldritch all over the place. Being able to banish those monsters instead of just sending them to the graveyard where they can use them anyway, or the trap cards rather, just super helpful. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any ideas for improvement, or any comments or anything like that. But yeah, definitely give the deck a try. Like I said, it's a lot of fun to play, relatively easy to learn. Not quite as budget as it used to be, but it's not too bad. But anyway, guys, have fun, and we'll catch you in the next one.